So you want to know how to make a good character design? Well, I might just have what you need. To preface, I never took any character design class. I just like pretending I know what I'm doing, because I do. Before we start, commit arson on the like and subscribe button. Alright, let's go. Number 1, posing. Okay, posing is very important. What's most integral to a character's design is communicating your intentions and their personality. How a character holds themselves says a lot about what role they play in your story. Now, this is easier when you have a more stylized art style that isn't bound by the laws of having functional organs or bones. I'm drawing in a bit of a more realistic style, so let's deconstruct this character to come up with a good pose idea. This is Vulcanus. He has an amputated leg, so his mind might naturally not rely on that leg as much. His personality is stoic and cold. He is strong and distrusting. So let's draw a few concepts. It's important to give yourself options. You can build off the last concept and see what fits your character best. I love the flow of the third concept, but it doesn't allow me to see his full design, which is an issue since the piece is for me to go off of when I start drawing him in the manga. I like the first one since it shows his full design and shows a serious and kind of scary energy. I edited it to give the piece a more dynamic movement for visual appeal, which I figured out I wanted by drawing more than one concept. Here's the final concept for the pose. Number 2, clothing. Now that we have a pose, let's think about clothing. Remember, it's important that their clothing makes sense for the world they're in. Is it functional? Does it make sense for their status? Does it match who they are? If you can't imagine your character actively choosing that outfit, then it's not good. In animes, I will see very serious characters wearing the weirdest stuff. So for example, Vulcanus is the first son of a king, so he's royalty. But due to his lacking of a leg, he is not the heir, and was sent to be raised by another in the royal palace. So he's still in a royal environment, but wouldn't have all the embellishments of a proper prince. My story takes a lot of inspirations from the country of Georgia, so he's wearing a chocha with an artistic touch. So I know his design will have a chocha, but what will his armor look like? I tested out a few ideas but went with the first one, but I liked the longer skirt part of the other designs, so I drew that in. Here's the final concept for the clothing. Number 3, color. Last but not least, color. Now, I actually kind of suck at color. Everything I make is incredibly muted, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Colors communicate personality. Red is good for passionate characters, blue for calm, and etc. All the shades can convey the tone as well, like dark navy blue being serious and formal, or light blue being airy and sweet. A good way to match your character's personality to their color palette is to look at many different colors. Make note of how they make you feel, then match that to how your character feels. I'm using more muted tones because my manga is a dark fantasy. So for Vulcanus, I gave his main character red, to show that despite his cold demeanor, he is a very passionate person on the inside. This is also to complement his younger brother Mars, who is wearing blue. I ended up going with a silver rather than copper or gold because the temple of which he received his knighthood training was a temple of the 5 knights, which is a religious group worshipping 5 gods that represent the inner world of an individual. Things like peace, chaos, love, etc. So I thought it'd be fitting for the aesthetic of the community. Here's the final color concept, and here is the finished piece. Ignore the bad coloring technique. I was rushing to get this done and used an unconventional way of coloring. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do, as any good cult leader would advise. If you found this video helpful, let me know. If you didn't, please rant in the comments section how you wish to violently destroy everything I love, so I may give you a step-by-step guide. But now, you have school tomorrow, or work, or a weekend full of dread as you question why you did that 5 years ago. Either way, don't dream about wheat byproducts.